Hello friends, my name is Raju. I am working as a lecturer in Government Polytechnic for Women, Warangal. In this lecture, we are discussing about applications of Laplace law or applications of Biot-Savart's law. First of all, we are discussing about expression for field strength around a long straight conductor. Around a long straight conductor. Long straight conductor. Consider a small portion of a long conductor. Consider a small portion of a long conductor, theoretically of infinite length, carrying I amperes of current. Then we know according to Biot-Savart's law, the field strength at point P due to a small element dl is dH is equal ideal sin theta by 4 pi x square. Ideal sin theta by 4 pi x square. According to Biot-Savart's law, dH is equal ideal sin theta by 4 pi x square. Here h is equal I d theta by 4 pi r sin theta. H is equal I d theta by 4 pi r sin theta. And the circuit diagram shows it is an infinite line, infinite wire, but we take a small element dl. A small element dl. We find the field strength at distance r from I. At point, we find the field strength at point from distance r. Here the angle is theta. Angle is theta. So here the field strength due to long conductor can be determined by integration equation. For the integration, the limits are theta is equal 0 to theta is equal pi. The limits are theta is equal 0 to theta is equal to pi. Then we get the final equation, h is equal 1 by 2 pi r ampere turn per meter. H is equal 1 by 2 pi r ampere turns per meter. Next, we are discussing about field strength on the axis of circular conductor carrying current. Field strength on the axis of circular conductor carrying current. Consider a circular conductor carrying of current I amperes. So the circular conductor, here the current carrying is I. Then we find the field strength at the point P. From the circular conductor to at point P, the distance is x. The distance is from the center of the current carrying conductor to P point. The distance is x, and the circular conductor radius is r. Circular conductor radius is r. Then according to Pythagoras principle, here from small distance, small element dl to point P, the distance is under root of r square plus x square. Under root of r square plus x square. Let the point be under consideration be x meters from the center. Then the magnetizing force at the axial point P due to small element dl is given by dh is equal idl by 4 pi r square plus x square. dh is equal idl by 4 pi r square plus x square. Here the direction of dh is at right angles to the line AP joining point P to the element dl. The direction of dh is at right angles to the line AP joining P point to the element dl. Here dh1 is equal dh sin theta axial component, dh2 equal to dh cos theta vertical component. dh1 is equal dh sin theta, it is axial component. dh2 equal dh cos theta, it is vertical component. The vertical component dh2 at P, the vertical component dh2 at P due to dl at point A will get cancelled by an equal and opposite vertical component at P due to dl at point B. Here vertical component dh2 at P due to dl at point A will get cancelled by an equal and opposite vertical component at P due to dl at point B. The same applies to all other diametrically opposite pairs of dls around the coil. Hence, the resultant magnetizing force at P will be equal to the sum of axial components. Sum of axial components. Here h equal to I sin cube theta by 2r. H equal to I sin cube theta by 2r ampere turns per meter. Ampere turns per meter for single turn coil. For single turn coil, H is equal Ni by 2r sin cube theta ampere turn per meter for n turn coil. For single turn coil, H is equal I sin cube theta by 2r. H is equal I sin cube theta by 2r. For n turn coil, H is equal to Ni by 2r sin cube theta. Ni by 2r sin cube theta. Next, field strength at the center of the coil. Field strength at the center of the coil. To find the magnetizing force at the center O of the coil, we have to substitute theta equal 90 degrees or sin theta equal 1. Then H is equal I by 2r ampere turn per meter, or H is equal Ni by 2R. H is equal to Ni by 2R ampere turn per meter. Next, we are discussing about field strength on the axis of a solenoid. Field strength on the axis of a solenoid. Here consider a solenoid having n turns and it's have the length 1 meter. We take the solenoid, it have the n turns and it's have the length 1 meter. If you put unit north pole, place at point Q outside the solenoid is taken one round the closed dotted line against the field strength H. Then here work done is equal H into 1J. Work done equal to H into 1J. H into 1J. Then here ampere turns linked in this path equal to Ni. Ampere turns linked in this path is Ni, N into I. Then according to Work's law, H into 1 equal to N into I. H into 1 equal to N into I. Then H equal to Ni by 1 ampere turn meter. H is equal to Ni by 1 ampere turn meter. Nothing but H equal to Ni. Next we are discussing about mechanical force on current carrying conductor. Mechanical force on current carrying conductor. When current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field and current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, the conductor experience a mechanical force. The conductor experience a mechanical force and begins to move in a direction given by Fleming's left hand rule. That means when current carrying conductor placed between the north and south pole, then there is a force acts upon the conductor. Then the force acts on the conductor. The direction of mechanical force acting on a current carrying conductor placed in magnetic field is perpendicular to both the direction of current and magnetic field. Perpendicular to both the direction of current and magnetic field. Let we consider a single conductor placed in a uniform magnetic field. We take a single current carrying conductor, it placed in the magnetic field. The magnetic field is produced by a permanent magnet. Here the magnetic field produced by the permanent magnet, that is north and south pole. Here the magnetic field direction is from north to south. the magnetic field direction is from north to south. If the conductor is excited by separate supply, when the conductor is separate supply, that means if the current is flowing through the conductor in a particular direction, if we in the diagram example, it carries current away from the observer. It carries current away from the observer. Any current carrying conductor produces its own magnetic flux around it. So the conductor also produces its own flux. The direction of the flux due to current carrying conductor can be determined by here right hand thumb rule or clock screw rule. Right hand thumb rule or clock screw rule. For direction of current, consider the direction of flux around a conductor is clockwise. Around a conductor is clockwise. For another case, if the current carrying conductor is placed in the magnetic field, then two magnetic fields interact with each other. It is seen that at the top of the conductor, magnetic lines due to poles are in the same direction as that due to conductor, and at the bottom the two fields are opposing each other. At the bottom, two fields are opposing each other. As a result, the magnetic lines of force are crossed at the top of the conductor and thinned at the bottom. The magnetic lines of force behave like stretched rubber band. A force F acts on the conductor from top towards bottom. That is, the force moves the conductor downwards. Next, we are discussing about expression for magnitude of the force on a conductor in a magnetic field. Expression for magnitude of the force on a conductor in a magnetic field. The magnitude of force acting on a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field is force F equal to BIL newtons. Force F is equal to BIL newtons, where F is equal to force on conductor. F is equal to force on conductor, force in newtons. Then B equal to flux density. B is equal to flux density Weber per meter square. or Tesla. Weber per meter square or Tesla. I equal to current flowing through the conductor. I equal to current flowing through the conductor in amperes. Next, L equal to effective length. L equal to effective length. If the conductor is placed at angle theta, the main magnetic flux, then the force is given by F is equal to BIL sin theta. Force F is equal to BIL sin theta. Again we discuss the expression for magnitude of force on a conductor in magnetic field. Expression for magnitude of the force on a conductor in magnetic field. The magnitude of force acting on a current carrying conductor placed in magnetic field, F is equal BIL newtons. F is equal BIL newtons. Here F is equal force on conductor. F is equal force on conductor in newtons. B is equal flux density. B equal to flux density Weber per meter square or Tesla. Next, I equal current flowing through a conductor, I in amperes. Next, L is effective length. L is effective length of the conductor. Next, force equal to BIL sin theta. Force equal to BIL sin theta. Here I1 equal to current in conductor 1, I2 equal to current in conductor 2, I1 equal to current in conductor 1, I2 equal to current in conductor 2, and D is equal distance between the conductor 1 and 2. D is equal distance between the conductor 1 and 2. L is equal length of each conductor. L is equal length of each conductor. F is equal force between two parallel current carrying conductors. Here we are discussing about force between two parallel current carrying conductors. Force between two parallel current carrying conductors. I1 equal to current carrying conductor 1, I2 equal to current carrying conductor 2, I1 equal to current in conductor 1, I2 equal to current in conductor 2, D is equal to distance between the conductors 1 and 2. D is equal to distance between the conductors 1 and 2. L is equal length of each conductor. L equal to length of each conductor. F is equal to force between two parallel current carrying conductors. F equal to force between two parallel current carrying conductors. So here the magnitude of the force between two parallel current carrying conductors, one of the two conductors, say 2 is placed in the magnetic field produced by 1. Here 2 is placed in the magnetic field produced by 1. Here I1 is current carrying, it produces the magnetic field. When current flowing through I1, the current is I1, it produces the magnetic field. For expression for force, the magnetic field due to conductor 2 is given by H1 equal to I1 2 pi d. Here the magnetic field due to conductor 2 is given by H1 equal to I1 2 pi d. The flux density due to conductor 1 is given by the flux density due to conductor 1 is given by B1 equal to mu h. B1 equal to mu h. Here mu equal to mu naught into mu r. Mu equal to mu naught into mu r. B1 equal to mu naught mu r h. B1 equal to mu naught mu r h. B1 equal to mu naught h. B1 equal to mu naught h. Here mu r equal to 1. Here we use air as a medium, that's why mu r equal to 1. Mu r equal to 1. B1 equal to mu naught I1 by 2 pi d. B1 equal to mu naught I1 by 2 pi d. The force acting on conductor 2 is given by F is equal to B1 I2L. F is equal to F equal to B1 I2L newtons. Here we substitute the equation. Then force F is equal to mu naught I1 by 2 pi d into I2L. F is equal to mu naught I1 by 2 pi d into I2L, that equal to 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 into I1 I2L. 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 I1 I2L divided by 2 pi d. Divided by 2 pi d. F is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 I1 I2L by d. F is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 I1 I2L by d newtons. Next we are discussing about nature of the force with the different directions of current. Nature of the force with the different direction of current. When two current carrying conductors are kept in parallel to each other, a mechanical force exists between them. When two current carrying conductors are kept in parallel to each other, a mechanical force exists between them. one current carrying conductor is placed in the magnetic field or flux produced by the other conductor carrying current. Here, depending on the current direction, first case there is a attraction force is developed, current in the same direction. Attraction force is developed, currents in the same direction. When two parallel conductors carrying current in the same direction, a force of attraction exists between them. Then two parallel conductors carrying current in the same direction, force of attraction exists. Force of attraction exists. In the space between conductors, the two fluxes are in opposite direction and cancel each other's effect and get neutralized. While in the space outside, the conductors two fields help each other, producing high flux area around the conductors. The resultant flux pattern is shown in slide. When the force of attraction occurs, when the current is same direction, the force of attraction occurs, because space between conductors, the two fluxes are in opposite direction and cancel each other's effect and get neutralized, while in space outside the conductors, two fields help each other, producing high flux area around the conductors. The resultant flux pattern is shown in slide. Next, force of repulsion. Force of repulsion occurs when currents are in opposite direction. When the two parallel conductors carrying current in the opposite direction, the force of repulsion exists between them. The force of repulsion exists between them. So what is the nature of force? When two current carrying conductors, current in same direction, then there is a force existed. The force is attraction force. When two current carrying conductors, the current is opposite in direction in two current carrying conductors, then there is a force of repulsion occurs. Force of repulsion occurs. Thank you very much.